for today. Our first guest is immediate past president, Rotarian Vineet Bhatnagar. He has just very recently completed a glorious tenure as a president at the Rotary Club of Bombay, and his tireless commitment to the community service has not only enriched the club but also has positively impacted countless lives in our community and beyond. He is not only an exceptional Rotarian but also the managing director and CEO of Phillip Capital India and UAE, and also manages business affairs of other Phillip Capital Group companies in India. He has more than 25 years of professional experience in banking, financial services, and technology. He is a shining example of what it means to be a true Rotarian. His journey in the Rotary movement began about 20 years ago. Throughout their tenure as president, he has demonstrated exceptional leadership skills, which inspired all of us to work together towards our shared goal of making the world a better place. Under his guidance, the Rotary Club of Bombay initiated and successfully executed an impressive array of projects and initiatives like the Kalina Biodiversity Park, the Tata Memorial Dharamshala for cancer patients, and this very Transformation Salon. He truly believes in turning ideas into projects and dreams into reality, and always has followed the motto, service above self. We would also like to introduce you to Zainab Patel, a trailblazer for transgender rights and diversity. In the vibrant city of Mumbai, Zainab Patel ma'am stands as a symbol of courage and advocacy. As a petitioner in the groundbreaking National Legal Services Authority v Union of India case, she has been instrumental in advancing transgender rights in India. Holding an MBA in Human Resources, Zainab ma'am currently serves as the National Manager for Health and Human Rights at the United Nations Development Programme (UNDP) in India. With over 2 decades of experience, her work encompasses wellness, health, and social development. Zainab also excels as a diversity and inclusion consultant, promoting diversity in leadership and fostering equality. As the founder of Transformation, she empowers the transgender community through self-expression and inclusivity. Join us to discover Zainab Patel's remarkable journey and her unwavering commitment to change. We would like to welcome both of you on AAWAZ.
Thank you.
We would now like to move on to our interview segment. So, can you please share the inspiration behind starting the Transformation, which is your salon, and the journey that led you to here to this endeavor?
For a very long period of time, people whom we have met and encountered on the streets, at our workplace, in our day-to-day lives have always asked trans people or the hijras who they see on the signal, "आप लोग कुछ अलग क्यों नहीं करते?" And when they say "आप लोग अलग क्यों नहीं करते," it is trying to imply that why don't you do something with dignity in it. I always believe that respect and dignity is self-curated. One has to build on it and constantly reinforce it with every day. When I finished my stint with the United Nations and then joined the private sector, and now over the last 2 years when I've started social entrepreneurship, my approach was to look at like-minded partners. I don't call Vineet a donor, I call him a partner, friend, colleague and an ally, because it is through initiatives like these that we intend to transform people's lives. We give them a sense of dignity, we give them a sense of purpose, we do not compromise on quality. At the same time, we give you the best of services at a very competitive rate. So we are a great place to come up with an idea for a social impact business, trying to break all stereotypes around why trans people should find themselves space in the economic market of our country, and how can trans people contribute to making India great, both economically, socially, politically. And this gives out a very clear signal that yes, we can, if given the right kind of chances, become job creators from the previous role of job seeker. So I see myself as a change maker in society.
That's truly inspiring, ma'am. But hearing this, that I'm sure there must have been some challenges and some opportunities or some drawbacks or some challenges that you would have to overcome when it comes to starting the salon. So can you please share some insight on that?
I think the first, of course, no job is incomplete without a set of challenges. I think challenges make you sharper. At that point of time, it does get you down, but I think the first challenge was to find space. Someone who could believe that an idea could take shape. So while we had partners like the Rotary Club of Bombay, exceptionally vigilant and a visionary leader like Vineet who brought in resources not only from a fiscal perspective but from a partnership perspective. The thing is that it was a business idea that needed to be curated. First thing was to find space. It took us more than 4 months to even find space. Now that will tell you there were so many places that we went to pay, were ready to pay the market price, and we were turned down for various reasons. Some gave some polite reasons saying that no, we don't want to give it out. Some people found excuses, and some people, right up to the point of signing a contract, said yes, and then the deal fell through. This place came to us, this beautiful place came to us in absolute ramshackles. There was at least a 3 to 4 inch layer of pigeon dropping, of dust. This place was rotting. The old place was closed about 6 years, 5 years ago. We had pigeons flying over, we had rats, or no one could stand in this place for 2 or 3 minutes without getting an allergic reaction. And that's how we took the place, we remodeled it and built the entire place. Then finding the right talent. So in my other initiatives, we've taken extremely raw talent and built them. Here we needed someone with at least some experience who we could mold into a professional. So finding the right kind of talent, finding people who could become not only technicians but ambassadors for your community. Ideally, it's about finding, it's social impact. No? You're not only coming to get your hair done or your face fixed or whatever, you're also coming in because you like the idea of being into social business where your money contributes to a cause apart from fulfilling the purpose. The third part is trying to get ourselves into mainstream curriculum because setting up shop was easy, perhaps the easiest. Getting the interiors done was the easiest because we had this wonderful partner in Banaji Associates who got us done everything. Finding community also was not a challenge. Finding a skill partner in L'Oreal was also not a problem, in which one of our steering committee members, Ratna, who is also a Rotarian from RCB, played a very pivotal role in getting us those partnerships on the ground. The challenge was now that you open this place, how are people going to walk in? How do you get past that initial stigma? People are obviously scared. Oh, there are so many trans people, what will I do over here? And it took us time, it took us 4 months to just mainstream ourselves. And today, when you see, while we also cater to LGBT clients, it's a very small population, 20% of our total clients. You will see heterosexual, cisgender people from the neighborhood coming. That's our clientele. We have no shame in saying this, that we are working in a mainstreamed environment. That's why if you go and check out our social media handle, we don't overtly target LGBT community. People come and take services from us. This says our services are meant for everyone, irrespective of your gender, age, ability, you are welcome. That's the idea.
That's amazing, ma'am. So, hearing your story and all of the challenges that you faced and the entire idea behind the salon, I would like to hear from you. So, how do you think that your salon has impacted our community and the society at large terms when it comes to empowerment and inclusivity?
First of all, I see society as society, not as my society or your society, because all of us together make society. We all feed off each other, we all fend off each other, we also contribute to each other. So for me, the first thing is I think we set a role model for people in terms of compliance, because here we are setting up a mainstream business, getting all the compliances in place. We pay taxes to the government, we're contributing back to building India, number one. So we're not only contributing to a vibrant society and inclusive society, we are contributing to economically vibrant India. The second thing is that we are taking people from the bottommost level of marginalization, skilling them and giving jobs with dignity. A lot of people offer jobs, but we offer jobs with dignity. Plus, when you speak to our staff, you will realize that we have provided housing for those who need housing free. We have their meals covered free at the cafe through our own resources. Through my other initiative, I make sure that the afternoon lunch is given free for anyone who walks in, part like in the staff this thing. The third part is that we are trying to create an equitable and just society for a simple reason that when somebody walks in, we treat them with with equal amount of love, respect, dignity, something that we have not been privileged to. So you will find us very warm, very different compared to people. We don't treat people only as money bags. We treat people as people. And I believe if you look at a combination of all these three, one is that we are one of the youngest startups in India, and hopefully, with your voice, we'll be able to amplify it. As a young startup employing close to 10 people, we're doing phenomenally well. We're not reached sustainability yet, but the fact is, we're on the roadmap to sustainability. If we are able to create a template around this, that social empowerment comes into economic empowerment, comes in through holistic well-being, comes into dignity of people, and comes in the midst of people through mainstreaming. That's when an idea comes to life. That's what we believe.
So, ma'am, you spoke about your other endeavors. So, can you please shed some light on the Trans Cafe?
So the Trans Cafe is something very interesting. It's a project close to my heart because it's the first project that started in Mumbai and also something that we put a lot of our own savings in. I broke my EPFO to co-fund the initiative, and also it was literally saying, okay, get one microwave from someone, get a fridge from somebody else, and also the Rotary Club of Queen's Necklace provided a major part of the donation. But for me, it's a project because we said let's do something that we are absolutely good at, and what's that? Hospitality. So our idea is food. What is food? Food is something that you start consuming right from the time you conceived in your mother's womb till the time you are dead, and even after you are dead. We just finished Pitru Paksha, we continue to feed the dead and our ancestors, whether our faith enables that or whether our culture enables that or society. And I said, why not start something with food? Even in COVID, even in any humanitarian situation, people will need food. Let's start affordable, safe, clean, hygienic, economically viable food to be available to all. So we choose, again with a lot of difficulty, a space which is basically surrounded by a lot of people who are struggling to make it big in India. It's next to a large Mahada slum. There are bar dancers, there are film extras, there are strugglers, there are young people, there are models, and of course there is the larger lower middle class slum that is surrounding the area. And we said we will bring you food at affordable rate, but something that is curated with experience, love. So it's a very beautiful, very warm, very colorful space painted by us in stuff that we wanted to show. And it's been a year now, we are still functioning, we are still strong. On the basis of that, with Vineet, we've just managed to start a small cloud kitchen in Juhu, which is locally catering to people. We've started in a partnership with Axis Bank, a vendor cafeteria management thing through our Trans Cafe, and we are only growing. I think that is result of hard work, but also the fact that people place trust in us and we are able to deliver. And I hope, fingers crossed, that we continue to be able to deliver to change India.
Now, for my next question, it's directed to both of you. As leaders, what message would you like to convey to other organizations, to other individuals who are also interested in making a difference in their communities?
If you're obviously focusing on organizations which are NGOs, because I think your question is from the point of view of Rotary Club, I think the most important role that a leader can play is to first be involved in whatever is the verbal narrative that is around any NGO. So I have very often seen that in the narratives, in speeches, in written communication, there is a lot that is written, which is all very nice. But many a times, either the members of the organizations or the leaders are not doing enough in terms of actioning them. So a leader has to really lead by example. It's an old saying, but unless you participate, unless you show the way, unless you are empathetic and passionate about what you are saying, uh, good will not happen. And this applies to Rotary, it applies to even any other organization. You need to carry that energy, and your energy will rub off on everyone else.
Okay, so we've spoken a lot about partnerships and how the Rotary Club of Bombay is a partner. So, can you please share an overview of the Rotary Club of Bombay and its mission in, as ma'am said, our community?
So Rotary Club of Bombay is a very old institution. It's one of those pioneering institutions globally. Rotary Club of Bombay is also in its 95th year in Bombay, right? And Rotary globally has finished more than 117 years. So there is an organization such as Rotary which is actually built only on volunteering efforts of individuals who are, professionals. They have a 9 to 5 job, but they also find time to devote and to commit themselves to what they think the community around them is deficiting. So there are 33,000 clubs in 200 countries, an organization which has been rated the highest for the last 14 years in the running. It does not levy admin fee because who do you pay? You never pay your own volunteers, right? So all of us are a part of this movement only because we think we have the ability and would like to bring the focus to make a change, right? And that change comes around in different avenues. So Rotary has also put together a template where there is an ability to focus on whether it is medical, whether it is education, whether it is communities and livelihoods, whether it is water and sanitation and environment. So Rotary Club of Bombay find itself putting together projects which are slotted in any of these avenues.
Thank you so much, sir. So, how can individuals or the community at large get involved in supporting the Rotary Club's endeavors to address unspoken issues?
So I guess we are talking about the multiplicative effort of teams, members, organizations, communities. It all starts from within, from an individual. But organizations like Rotary or other NGOs start with perhaps a singular effort, but quickly puts together people who are like-minded, people who think similarly, have the same ethical standards, have the same commitment and resources. When such groups come together, I think larger projects can be undertaken, larger initiatives can be incubated, and greater patience can be shown in terms of letting those projects flourish, blossom, and then beyond on their own.
So, as speaking as an individual, what caught your attention and actually inspired you to work for a cause like this on the behalf of the Rotary Club of Bombay?
So diversity, equity, and inclusion, the much talked about cause, DEI, became a focus area for last year's Rotary International lady, Ms. Jennifer, who was the first woman president of Rotary globally. So, it was quite ironic for me to learn that an organization such as Rotary, which talks about equality at so many levels, actually saw the first woman president only last year. So the moment that particular communication got amplified, and all of us as Rotarians globally understood what was at play in terms of DEI, I guess one of the attempts was to see what can we do to put into action DEI, right? I was fortunate that another past president of my club, Sandeep Agarwala, who happened to be the district governor last year, started talking to Zainab, who is also a Rotarian, and a few projects came into discussion. Zainab mentioned about Trans Cafe, which was the first project that another Rotary Club did with her, And when we started thinking about what is it that we want to achieve, one of the easiest thing for organizations, NGOs to do is to write checks, right? So it is easy because we are in the framework of donation, of charity. So that comes very naturally. We donate through our members or we go and identify donors. But when we started thinking about a DEI project, we wanted to do a project which was an intersection of various things. It was an intersection of all, obviously, a startup fund or a starting donation, but something which had elements of livelihood and sustainability. It had livelihood for marginalized community. It had an element of upskilling. It had an element of mainstreaming the entire venture, and also to find a space for a venture which will be just like what you and I are used to in terms of consuming, right? Whether it is a type of service, whether it is food, as Zainab said for Trans Cafe, or it is a salon, right? So it was important for us to see that something like a Transformation Salon was just a tick box on at so many levels, right? Right in Prabhadevi, bringing people from a marginalized community, finding a partner like L'Oreal to put them under training with cutting edge, latest techniques and product usage, doing up the salon the way you would like it to be when you walk in, right? In terms of feel, look, hygiene, cleanliness, then training the people even about customer service, right? Transparency in terms of communication, having the element of marketing so that the offers are available at a reasonable price. So it is really an entrepreneurial effort on Zainab's part as a as a leader. But it has all elements that you would see in any business venture. It has a marketing angle, it has a customer service angle, it has an upskilling angle. It is building a business which is a business of their own, and a business of their own is something which is what we all wanted to do at Rotary Club of Bombay. We will be overjoyed if our engagement with a venture like this actually comes to a logical end in terms of financial support, because that's the idea. Emotionally, in person, we will always be involved either as customers or friends or allies, but more importantly, having seen the mindset of Zainab, her team, and what she can really deliver, for the society and the community, and society for all of us, community for a smaller group of people, we would like to find ways to partner with her in another venture, same sort, different sort.
That's a beautiful thought process, sir. I would like to thank both of you for lending your hours to us, because it's through conversations like these that all of us grow beyond imagination. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.